out, right? Because everybody comes in, and then I have to go through the tickets by who got in the ticket first. So if somebody missed an opportunity because they got in their ticket 1 minute after somebody else, that stinks too. And if you don't know about it, just a little background on the Gherkin, I think it's one of our best ROI tournaments we have, right? So you have a $10 point of entry, 18 player tournaments, and like all of our add-on tournaments, these things are paid out 100% in. So if you do 18 times 10, it's $180. So there's a $180 prize pool there. And that prize pool consists of first place getting $90. So for your $10, you beat 17 people, you get $90. Second place gets $50. Third place gets $30, and fourth place doesn't even have to go home crying. They actually get to play in the next week's Gherkin tournament for free. So those are $10, and to holders of the current bash, they're available all the time. I mean, you can play in as many as you want. Don't forget about those, and don't forget about the high rollers. I know many of you know about the high rollers, so I won't go too deep into that. But essentially, if you've got some poker prowess and you want to play for a little bit higher stakes and less time than the weekly tournaments and everything, it's a $25 pickle pass to enter. You have to beat 8 people, and in that one, you've basically got a layout of 150 to first, 50 to second, and re-entry for third. For $25, you buy in, you play against 8 other players, and you can win $150, which will actually pay for a lot of people's entire mint. So it's a really good ROI on those 2 games. And so one of them is today, Gherkin, you guys. If you haven't gotten in that yet, it's really fun. Jump in it, and we'll get you started, and you'll be addicted, I promise. So it looks like we've got 12 in here, and nobody's more trickling in. Let me put it out there one more time, and then we'll wait just a few minutes. Has anybody got anything to add, or how's everybody's morning going?
Oh, I'm pretty good. I got the Collabland subscription.
Nice. Yeah, how did that go? That's going to be a fun thing.
$35 a month now.
Did it let you pay for the whole year, though, or does it got to bill you monthly?
It's a month.
Okay.
Yeah, that you would think they would have like a discount and get the whole year, but
Yeah, exactly.
they do not.
I was hoping for that. Yeah, you guys don't know what we're talking about. Collabland's wise for them, bad for us. They started to charge a monthly subscription this morning. And so I went to go ahead and we had a fella, you guys might know him, Unbiased Crypto. He won a pop-up game right as we closed out the Winter Bash. And to celebrate, closing the Winter Bash, we had that pop-up game. And one of the prizes was 2 Summer Bash airdrops. And so he claimed those this morning. And one of those 2 was an all access. So he got to play a free game and not get to play again for a whole 3 months for free. But yeah, if you go into Collabland, that's where we get all these rolls. And so when he won that, I went to go fix Collabland up to at least let you guys acknowledge you have a Summer Bash. And I thought the all access would be easy to put in there and nice place to start. And that's when I discovered, no, I got to pay money to do that. So we'll update that after Vegas when I get back and I can get the subscription and everything going. What's up, Frank?
I didn't say nothing.
Oh, your microphone did. That was all.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just listening.
Okay, Dave requested and I had approved Dave, but it sends you an invite, I think, upon approval, unless Dave's up here and I just don't see him. Is Dave here anymore?
I can invite
Dave's
him.
on it. Yeah, see, he's got a little hand up down there, and then every time somebody puts a hand up, it gives me an option to either dismiss it or invite to speak, and I've invited him to speak. There he is. Yeah, so you got to accept the invite after you put your hand up.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. I was fighting with OpenSea and MetaMask still.
Oh, no, yeah. Hey, that's a good topic to start on, a little off topic, but not really off topic. Everybody's been having that problem. In fact, our newest successor of the issue this morning is Blonde Genius, aka Calendar Girl. But there's a couple things going on with MetaMask, you guys. It has nothing to do with DPS or our mints or anything. It's just MetaMask and their updates. And we have discovered some fixes. Some are different for others. In the announcement channel, there's the simplest one. A lot of you guys are discovering you have a transaction that's stuck, that's pending, as far back as October of last year. October. And I can't ever say that word now, Krista. It's in my head forever. But just what you can do is a good place to start is go into that announcement channel if your MetaMask is stuck. Try that first thing, which is it's really simple. You're just going to go into your settings. You're going to click advanced, and then you're going to clear your activity. And that thing spinning, that stuck, is part of your activity. So it may sound a little scary, but you're not doing anything other than that. So if you have a little bit of activity that shows you sent somebody some Matic or you received some ETH or whatever, and you want record of that, just screenshot that first, because it's just going to erase anything going on that's stuck. Now, on the mobile phone, it seems even scarier, as Blonde experienced this morning, because instead of saying clear activity, it says reset, and it's got this little text to it, right? It's literally doing the same thing. It's just telling you it's going to reset. Essentially, if you see something there you need to keep, go screenshot it, get your records first, because after you hit this button, it's going to reset that activity. It's not going to move your coin or change your wallet or crash your wallet or do anything weird. So don't worry about that. Now that's the simple tier, right? Then there's another level of just bringing Poly Network back on there. And then there's some other steps that other people have had to take that I would have to let somebody, a little above my pay grade help you guys with. But if you're having any problems at all, start with the announcement channel and kind of go from there. Because a lot of it is just simply stuck transactions that were waiting on an approval from way back when, and it never happened. And so once you do that, then they do not let you sign another transaction. So if you go to try to mint, for instance, if you go to try to send Poly to somebody, for instance, it's going to have you sign a transaction, as you all know, to approve those things. Well, you can't do that if one's stuck. And therefore, it makes you feel like your wallet doesn't work. And that's what the issues are going on. Except for like Dave, we worked on his, he's still having a problem. So just, get with us and we'll help you work through it as best we can.
What I've gathered from MetaMask so far is they're saying it's an OpenSea problem, not a MetaMask problem, but also that a lot of the gas prices are set to low when you try to do your transfers.
Right.
They said you have to check the market value each time, because mine was at 7. They made me raise it to 33 to try to transfer it. It's still hung up, but they said a lot of the times it's been sticking because it's low.
Because it's on market. Yeah. And with Poly, you really don't have to matter, because a lot of times when I'm trying to do stuff, I'll hit speed up on Poly. And they charge you, but when it comes down to those fractions, it's literally, I've sent things on speed up that are still registering 0 Poly. So some of that seems more intimidating than it is. Frank, I saw your DM just now, but I've spoke to you, so that's been cleared up, right? Or you cannot talk
Yeah,
still?
you late to the party on that one.
Hey, man, I'm trying.
We good. No, we good. We good. I mean, it was it didn't matter anymore. Yeah, I figured it out. We're good. I didn't know what it
Okay,
was.
awesome. Okay, so
One
these
little
things
thing.
are
One
yeah,
little thing. Gherkin password.
Gherkin password. Yeah, okay, perfect, because it's that time. Thank you. Let me get that in there real quick.
Yep, there you go, Jed.
What did Jad do? Jad put it in?
No, Jed was asking.
Oh, yeah. Let me go get it. Give me just a second. I got to
Thank
get
you
back
so
over here into the
much.
search. But yeah, you guys, basically, if you've got any questions, I'm looking at the chat over here, and what I'm hoping for is that, like, you guys will put any of your questions into here, because this is just like Twitter, where I could sit up and talk forever. So while I'm getting this little password in there for you guys, and if anybody, like, on the stage has anything they want to get us started with, because I essentially will just run my mouth and talk
Yeah,
about the whole bash. So,
I can give a run through and I can kind of show the differences that we're gonna have
okay,
between.
perfect. If you don't mind, yeah.
Yeah. Should I start now or you want to wait?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yeah. I'm going to open up the Gherkin password channel, the check-in channel for those folks. And then, yeah, please go ahead and start whenever you're ready.
Okay, yes, we're definitely gonna cover that, Marissa, too. Okay, so I'm gonna use the Spring Bash as a guide. Okay, so a lot of the same things are here in the summer as we're in spring. There's a few differences, but as far as the all access, that's in there. The all interfold, the head-to-head, all of those tournaments are the same. We actually have more opportunity to get into those games now with the trait upgrades like Marissa brought it up. So you'll notice now with the Summer Bash, let me just pull it up so I have a visual. I'm sure Galvan's already on it. Okay, so you have the free entry trait, right? Which is all the head-to-head, the all interfold, and the last chance. There's even some Gherkin tournaments in here. If you have a free entry trait, Like if you have June head to head, for instance, that's going to get you into the whole month of June head to head. It's a free entry. So it's the same as the Spring Bash. Those were free entries when you got the roll. That means you can play all month. It doesn't matter what it is under that free entry. You get in for that whole month. So July head to head, June all interfold. All of those is the whole month. If you see trait upgrade, which is under the instant winner category. So if it says trait upgrade June AOF, like all interfold, that's one game in June you can get into. So you can decide when you want to use that, which game you want to play. Like which week, in other words. So that's the difference. So free entry means you're in for all month. That's going to give you the roll. Once Aaron has the roll set up, this will be a little easier to see what we all have. You don't have to look at all your NFTs. You'll be able to just collab land and then see your rolls. But the instant winner, the trait upgrade, is the one you've got to look for, because that's the one you're going to have to say, hey, I want to use made on token ID 194 for this July head to head or whatever game it is. So that's the difference. Okay, so we got that. All right, let's go back.
And real quick on this lull, real quick. I'm remaking the Gherkin tournament, guys. Sorry, it shouldn't have had a password. You're just going to get approved from the list. So just register and I'll approve you based on the list.
Okay, awesome. All right, we'll just start with all access. So I threw the graphic in the chat, Galaban, and anybody that wants to look at it. All access is basically the same as it's been for all the bashes. You're going to get into all 3 months of games. So the weekly tournaments, we do not have the midday games in the summer bash. So there's no Tuesday, middle of the day game. There's no Thursday, middle of the day game. This is going to get you into all of the weekly tournaments in the summer bash. The Friday and Saturday
and
night games.
Exclusive tournament too. Sorry, you're probably getting to that.
Yeah, that's the bonus with getting the all access. So not only do you only need one NFT to get into all 3 months of games, you also get your own tournament. There's only 27 all access in here. And if Jake gets like 10 of them, then, there's only 17 people in that game.
Right.
But it's a pretty big prize pool for that game. So that's really cool. That's the all access. All Interfold is coming back, so we'll go over that. It's going to be on Wednesdays again. Yeah, Aaron.
Yeah, the All Interfold will stay. Yeah, it's Wacky Wednesday, and the head to head is still going to be Monday Night Mayhem, and that's going to stay the same. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so All Interfold's coming back. That's every Wednesday night. Most of y'all know what that is. 12 rounds, 12 games, and then winner takes all. So if there's a tie, Aaron will spin the wheel, and somebody will win that. How much is it? It doesn't say on here.
It's $50. Yeah, just like the other one. It's still $50. And the only thing is there may be this rare occasion, mathematically it hasn't worked out yet. I think we've come close, and we actually had to sit her out or on purpose to do it, which is an option. But if it does hit 5 people that are tied for some reason, say 5 people all won 2 each, those 5 would just play another tournament, because you need 5 on ClubGG to even run a tournament. So they would just play another tournament rather than spin a wheel. But if we can't have 5, we have to spin a wheel to decide the winner.
Yeah, so All Interfold is back again. There's 2 ways to get in there. You can either get the free entry, which gets you into a whole month of those games, or you can get the trait upgrade instant winner, which you can decide which week you want to play that game.
Right.
All right, head to head is the other kind of bonus tournament. These are on Monday nights. And it's just what it says. It's head to head. So you're playing one person. And then you go, if you beat one, you're going to play another one. And it's winner take all again. So this one's $50. All Interfold's $50. Winner take all. And again, two ways to get into this. So you can either get the free entry, gets you into a whole month, or the trait upgrade instant winner, you can play one time, which is still awesome because you can win $50.
Yeah, and this one there's no ties on, so one person will walk away with $50 every time.
Love it. Okay, weekly tournament. So these are the main big games we play here. So Friday and Saturdays. You just need to hold the current month to play these games. So we're starting in June for the summer. So look for those Junes when you're minting so you can play the first month. And then July and August. So you'll just need, under each NFT, there's a month. Access month. So you need June, July, and August to play in these. So 2 games a week. Get you in, and there's the prize pool, $70, $50, $30, and $20. Those are the big ones on YouTube and everything else.
Yeah, those are the ones Caliban's announcing every week.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that also count towards the leaderboard, which you'll hear more about later on here. But the Monday night and the all interfold and what we previously had right now with the Tuesday and Thursday, all those don't count. And that's the reason why, right? Because like Tuesday and Thursday changes. So, and it's also because there's a lot less people. So it's only the what we call the weekly games. You'll see the channel, it's always going to be dubbed weekly games. That's these that she's discussing now. And these are the ones that you need to, if you're following the leaderboard or interested in what being on the leaderboard gives you as you go along through the year coming up, then you want to pay attention and play good in these weekly tournaments.
Yes. The chase is sorry, not the chase, the hunt. The hunt is not gonna be here for Summer Bash. So you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about knocking out specific people. So we're skipping the hunt for the summer and the day games because we have a ton of other stuff coming, like the Wheel of Prizes. I don't have a graphic for that, but if you I think that's an instant winner as well, right? Yeah, instant winner trait. If you get a Wheel of Prizes, it's a guaranteed prize on a giant wheel of prizes that Aaron's going to spend at the end of the summer bash. So definitely hold on to
There's
those.
a lot of there's a lot of prizes. You guys, sorry to interrupt you, Chris, just so people know, because this is one of the things a lot of people were asking about and wanted to come in here. There's 80 prizes total, you guys, right? And 80 is a whole lot. But what we wanted to do this time, rather than have the small 30-person wheel, 1,080 available, a couple hundred minters, and you got only 30 that can be on the wheel. And we always spread poly out throughout there. So you had like a $100 winner, $50 winners, $25 winners, and all that. So a little adjustment to that, and why there's 80 versus the small number is because we're Club 54, right? So we're going to have 54 spots, actually, that are going to just say tournament seat. And 54 of you guys are going to win tournament seat. If you want to think of it as a consolation prize, you could do that. But really, all the money that we would have put on there is going to be put into that tournament. And only those 54 are going to be able to play for that money. And then the rest of them are going to be prizes like to give you a few of them as hints, right? Like a chase deck only has 2 jokers in it. And every other card in the chase deck has to be minted in one of the 4 bashes throughout the year to participate in that and play for those epic prizes that are in that channel, the chase, at the top of the Discord if you want more information on that. But the chase deck joker, one of those at least, is going to be on this wheel coming up. So that'll be a prize. The Battle Bunnies, Krista and Frank here, have donated a Valkyrie number 370 and her Dragon number 2602. So those are going to be on there, right? We have a DPS Founders Pass. A lot of you guys have been trying to get Founders Passes, debating on which one to buy, hold out, see. I know there's some of you that already know about this one on the wheel, and we're waiting for it. So we'll have the Founders Pass on there. We're going to have a Forest of Delirium egg, another Battle Bunnies egg on there. And we're also going to have a TCG deck, like an actual IRL deck from the trading card game on there. So it's going to be prizes like that. They're going to populate the wheel. And then there's going to be 54 seats to a tournament that'll take care of the money rather than the money populating the wheel as well, if that makes sense. So I wanted to throw that out there while we're on the wheel.
I like it. I mean, it's still, you're guaranteed something.
I
like it.
Yeah, and we're going to try to put, again, poly dictates a lot of what we do. If the coin goes up, we can do more. That's why the wheel's not made up on a graphic, like Krista said yet. So we're going to try to do an $800 prize pool for that one. That's my goal.
I love it. Okay, so you mentioned Founders Passes, so we'll talk about Each bash there are founders tournaments, and there's one every month. So there you go, right there. I threw the graphic in the chat. So June 30th, July 28th, and August 25th are the founders tournaments. You have to have a founders pass, like Aaron was talking about. There's 54 of them. That'll get you into these tournaments. So this is like a lifetime utility if you have a founders pass. You get in, you don't even have to mint to get into these.
Yeah. So any of these people that have these founders passes, let's say they've dipped out of crypto and NFTs and came back 6 months from now and had never minted, jumped in the middle of a bash, saw we had a tournament going on and wanted to play, that founders pass gives them the right to do so. So that's a for life perk that if you have one of those, you can play in these every month. Basically, we're going to have one because there's one every month and we have a bash every 3 months. So if you do the math, we have a founders tournament every month. And so it's a really good utility for a free pass that we gave away when we got started. So keep an eye on those if you want to wonder what the value of a founders pass is.
Hey, Mr. Favre.
What's up, brother?
Can you check your DM, please, real quick?
Yes, sir. Oh, can I tell? Can I tell? Yeah. That's fine. Did we work out that other problem? Because I didn't want to say if we did. I mean, I guess we'll work it out. So can I tell the big price or should I keep that one alpha?
Who are you asking?
Dave. I'm asking Dave.
Okay.
Well, because he's sending me something that depends.
Yeah.
And if I don't get that, then I can't get the prize I was about to tell people about.
Yeah, buddy, go ahead.
We can commit to that? Okay. It's the one pinned for what you're talking about in DMs. It's in official links. It's pinned in official links for you, so you can just copy and paste. You'll see it right there when you go in the.
All right, hang on.
Yeah, that's the one. The project wallet. That's the one you're looking for, brother. Okay, so guys, one of the ones that was sort of and I'm going to call them out, so hopefully they don't mind because there were a lot of contributors to this. It wasn't just myself, but what we got this next one, I'm super excited about, and it was a collaborative help from Dave speaking right now, Mia, who you guys all know, Breaky, who many of you may not know, but he's with the Battle Bunnies for a long time now. He's a mod there, and everything, and then gosh, I think I'm forgetting somebody here. I'm forgetting somebody, Krista. Who was it that sent these in? There was, I think, or Frank was there, maybe. Am I forgetting anybody? I'm sorry if I am.
No,
Anyway, we all put our.
Three you
I
needed.
got them. Okay, yeah. So we got those three that I was missing, and then the three extras that I had, and we put them together, and we're turning them in, and we're going to get one of the Battle Bunnies coins, the 100 coins that are going like wildfire out the door. We're actually going to have one of those on the wheel for you guys. So I've got all the things ready to get it and turn it in, and then what we're going to do is hold it, and that way the winner can have it shipped directly to from I wanted to let y'all know that's one that a lot of people try to get. Sometimes, I've seen people try to. I don't want to talk about people's personal business, but some of those icons run for a lot of money and people can't get them just because of the demand of it. This will give you an opportunity, even if it's random. Yeah, Christian posted a graphic. But yeah, that coin, that challenge coin, will be one of those on the wheel for you guys. I'm excited about that.
Awesome. Big deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so another exclusive tournament is the Jokers. And this is the same for every bash, that if you get a Joker, you get into an exclusive tournament. And all the Jokers in this bash are modeled after my Joker that I did for Aaron.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen that one, that's from the collection. I can go pull it up. Let me see, unless somebody has a faster way to get to it. Let me see. That's from the Summer Bash last year, and so now we've come full circle.
But you have the massive original painting.
Yeah, I do. I have the canvas hanging right here behind me, actually, on my Battle Bunnies wall with my other canvases, but it is my centerpiece. I'm going to go get the actual NFT and show you guys. Yeah, Rather's got it. Okay, I sent the invite, Rather. You got to accept the invite, and then you're up. yeah, let's get this one out because you guys are gonna love this. So what we did, well, what I did, sorry, I always say we, because the project is me, we, and I, inclusive with you guys and everybody. So what we all did, we put the jokers through the AI as a prompt. Now it's not like what Disco's doing. Disco's got this amazing AI where he'll just, you gotta be careful if you put a picture of yourself now in Gen Chat, right? Because he'll make it look like you doing anything. So be careful. But this I just use as a model, and then I send it through there with my prompts and everything, and we basically came out with these images. But the obviously original is much more amazing. But here's where they were modeled from, you guys. I pasted it right here in the same chat. That's the image. And now I have, what is it, Chris? I think it's like 36 by 20 or something, right? My canvas, which is super
It's
awesome.
big, yeah. I think it's 2 by 3 feet.
Yeah, it's nice. And so that was our model. And then the aces, a lot of you have already noticed too, but the aces are actually also modeled after Frank's characters. One of them was his collab Joker from last year, which is now known as Jinx the Joker. And then we also have Cornelius, which is my main character. And then we have Tyr, which was another custom he did. And then we have Narf himself. And those are the 4 characters in the aces that you see. They're fun. Those were fun to make for me.
It was a
Yeah,
big
there's Jinx right
surprise.
there.
It was a big surprise. I didn't expect that.
When would be the deadline for the 14 tournament? Okay, so when we put the flyer up for the all 14, one thing you're going to notice about these flyers in this bash is the dates for the tournaments are on there. So the deadline for the all 14, it's going to be if you're not registered like an hour before then, so July 7th, 2024, if you don't have your 14 by then and registered an hour before the game, you wouldn't be able to play the game. To answer your question, rather.
Yeah, and that's another exclusive tournament. You need to collect all 14 card values in the bash. So you need a Joker, and then you need the other 13. So King down through 2. And Aaron is awesome with the rolls. Once he has all the rolls set up, you won't have to even check your wallet. Just collab land, check your rolls. If you have all 14, you'll have a special roll for that. Otherwise, you
Yeah.
can see what you're missing. You can go through and say, okay, I've got king, queen, I need a jack, I need a 7, whatever it is. We have a trading channel here in Discord. Super easy. Just make a post, say what you need, and somebody's going to help you out.
Yeah, exactly. And just like Krista said, a lot of times you guys are running to OpenSea and checking your wallets and doing all this stuff just to find out if you need a 6 or an 8 or 3. If you don't know, click your PFP while you're in Discord. And when you do, it's going to pop up and show you all your rolls that we use to let you into the games. But just like she was pointing out, it literally starts with ace, king, queen, jack, 10 all the way down. So it's going to see right in your rolls if you're missing that 5 or that 7 or that 6. Now, on another point of that, if you have the 8 and you don't see it, make sure you jump in collab lane again. Because every once in a while, we've had this instance where somebody's had a roll to get into a game. They're not getting checked in. They don't bother saying anything until the last minute, and then we're scrambling to try to get collab land to work. So just as a rule of thumb for myself, and you guys could do it too, like for instance, the claim thing where you got to claim once a week and Rumble channel stuff, it says weekly, right? But I do that every day just to be sure. And the same thing with collab land. Technically every time I mint, I go to collab land just to be sure. So even though I may have, seen it pop up in 24 hours before, I always just do it repeatedly when I get new NFTs, and then that way I know I have all my rolls.
Yep, that's what I do. It's super easy. Okay, another thing we have that's special in the summer bash and that you had in the spring bash is the Easter eggs. So a
Yeah.
lot of people are asking what these are, and I'm going to show you an example. One I happened to mint, and I spent an hour looking through the bash and didn't realize I had it.
That's the
So
funnest part of this for me. Sorry.
here's an example. So they're not gonna jump out at you. It's not like super easy because otherwise, they'd be found super fast. But the cool thing about the summer bash is anyone can claim this. So you don't have to have minted it to claim it. So as these mints are coming out, you want to be looking at them. And what are you looking for? You're looking for one of 3 things. So either the logo, which is the Suicide King that Frank made. So this guy. Or the full logo, like the one in my example there, where it has.
And I'm going to put up one more example for you guys too here, just to see if anybody wants to take a peek. There's an Easter egg in that image, and I'll give it a few
That
minutes
one
here
was
before I
far.
put it up. And so we had they found that one, but if you don't see it, let me know and I'll put up another image of it. But I want to see if you guys can find it on your own.
The third thing, it will say Dead Poker Society. So it'll be like maybe a different font. It might be curved. It might be whatever, but it'll say Dead Poker Society. So those are the three things you're looking for: either the simple logo, the logo with the words, or the words Dead Poker Society. That's the only three things these could be. So when you find it, what do? Jump in your ticket and claim it right away and put in the token ID of it, because Aaron's going to be able to see when you claim that, and that's your proof that you claimed it before someone else, and that gets you into an exclusive tournament. And there's only 9 of these. 9. So there's only 9 in 1,080, so it's literally a needle in a haystack. But if you find it, you get into that exclusive tournament. And like me, I already found one, but now I can help find them for my friends.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. So you kind of cut the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say, and even though you can only claim one, you can find more. And if you wanted to tell somebody, you could do that. That's totally up to you guys. But also keep in mind that when you jump in your ticket and you claim one, so for instance, you take a screenshot and you go token ID, 888 is one. Here's the picture of it. And let's say it's a picture of something that looks like words, but it doesn't quite say Dead Poker. In other words, it's not it. That's like strike one. Okay. You can only do that 3 times. If you guess 3 times and you're wrong, you are out and can't guess anymore. And the reason we have to do that is to keep somebody that's got the spare time to just go guess 20, 30, 40 of them and then randomly get it right just because they picked all the token IDs they can muster. So 3 strikes and you can't guess anymore, guys. Keep that in mind. But it's open for everybody to play that has minted. Now, it's not open for the general public, but if you're a holder, you've minted one of these, you can claim any of the Easter eggs you find. And I won't say for certain, but I'm gonna check the things because they're also not super obvious to me. I gotta look, but there may possibly be one already out there that's not claimed again that from the recent mints. Yeah, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. I haven't checked yet, so don't go crazy looking yet. I'll announce it if there's one minted and then tell you guys so you know when to go look.
All right. Another fun activity we have is the color contest.
Yes,
Okay,
and I have another.
so, yeah, so you'll notice some of them are completely black and white, and then some have like a little bit of color. And
Yeah, no,
that's
we have an update on this morning as of the kind of community consensus in Gen Chat. So as we move into what Chris is about to explain, the ones that are eligible for the coloring contest are like the example you see here, they have to be totally blank. If they have a splash of color at all on them, they're ineligible for the contest.
okay.
Yeah, because it was just it was a lot of what can you do, confusions maybe, and this and that. So here's another one that was given to somebody to demonstrate it so we could have a sample. This was a fully blank one, and they hand colored it. It Hurts hand colored this one for us, so we could have an example, right? And then Krista can continue to touch.
Ask you about this one then, because the chips are colored, but that's
Right, and in my mind, this would have been one of the ones that was completely eligible. But then there was this whole thing about, how do you know and who do you know what I mean? So I personally would like to be able to say, use your discretion. If it's like 90% uncolored, it's eligible. But we have to have some foundation consensus.
okay.
So,
That's okay. There's a lot out there that aren't, and you
yeah,
do have
there's
to be the
hundreds.
holder. Sorry, Aaron.
No, sorry, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say you do have to be the holder of it to color it.
Right, yeah, you have to color. I mean, you could color somebody else's, you just can't turn it in for the contest. But theoretically, like Disco jokingly said, he can do whatever he wants with all of them with his AI. But obviously, for the contest, it has to be yours. Yes.
Oh, but this is awesome. So there's 4 categories, right?
Yes, ma'am. 4 categories. Yeah.
So you can color it by hand, digitally. You can use AI to color it, and then we have a kids category, which is what's the age again? 13.
Yeah, we said cuts off at 13, right? So if they're 14 and up, technically they, hopefully you guys don't submit that. We don't want your 20-year-old coloring it as a
If
kid.
it's submitted, they just won't be in the kids category. They'll go into
Right. Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so of those categories, there's $25 to each of the winners voted by the community. So we'll put them all up, all the eligible ones that are submitted. Not only can they be put up into the contest for this prize pool that Jad's just posted. So after we vote for, our 4, we get our winners. So let's say hypothetically we had one winner that got 25 votes, one got 50, one got 75 votes, and one got 100 votes. 100 votes would be deemed our best in show and also get an additional $100 prize. So it's also like the reason we're doing that is if you like 4 of them, vote for all 4 of them. If you like 2 of them, vote for 2 of them, right? But once we have our submissions and you guys vote, the one that gets the most votes will be the best in show. And then you can color in as many as you want. And also, if you choose to, if you want to, you'll submit them in your ticket and I can swap out the image that was minted, the blank, in other words, for your colored in one to be on the blockchain forever.
Love it.
And that's even if you don't win the contest. That's just if you submit and play in the contest. I'm saying you don't have to, you can literally just submit it and say, hey, swap my NFT out. I want it to look like this.
That's
Color
yeah,
use
that,
in.
that really is the best part, honestly.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. I already started on mine. But I'm going to get
Disco's
sprayed.
already done about 20. Yeah, you're in trouble.
I know that's
Brother
okay. So
Frank's got an extra.
I had a question about this because it's going to depend on what I do. Can I enter in multiple categories? So, like, I have one that I minted that's blank, and I
Right.
wanted to do it digitally and by hand, but is that okay, or I got to pick one?
I mean, I would say it's okay. I don't see anything wrong with it if you're coloring it in independently 2 different times, right?
No, I am. Yeah, I was going to do both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you're taking the time to do it, that's the whole point. Now, obviously, you would have to choose one or the other to go onto the blockchain if that was the case, right?
Right.
But,
Okay. Okay, and then let's talk about strip poker because there's some, some confusion
Right.
sometimes on that.
Yeah, let's get our graphic up.
Yes.
We want to make sure we understand strip poker because this is Summer Bash strip poker. But if you look at the very first date, it's May 31st. So that's, 20 days from now. So that means, anybody minting their first one after May 31st obviously couldn't play in Summer Bash strip poker May. You can in June and you can in July. But before we go into, any other explanation, I'll try to give the layman's version before I set this up, right? So in May, you can only submit to play. Your NFT has to be submitted to the project wallet before to get on the list to play, right? And when you do that in May here on the 31st, you can only submit a future NFT, if you want to call it that, right? So in May, you can submit a June, a July, or an August if you want to. Okay, but keep in mind, whatever you submit an NFT, you also have to be a holder to play strip poker. It's happened twice, I think. If you have one NFT, so if you have a June NFT and you want to come play May and you submit that June NFT, well, you're no longer a Summer Bash holder, so you wouldn't be eligible for Summer Bash strip poker. So make sure you have at least 2 NFTs for the bash. And then when you enter into the current strip poker, the May 31st is the example, you have to have a future month. So in May, again, it'll be a June is acceptable, July is acceptable, or an August is acceptable. Now come June 30th tournament, you still have to have a future month to join. So in June, you can only submit a July NFT or an August NFT to join. Then finally, come July, you still have to have a future month. So in July, you can only submit an August NFT to join. That's the way to work.
Yeah.
But
and
of course,
then-
we'll be minting again by July, so you
No,
could
go
theoretically submit an August or a fall bash NFT to join the July. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Because it's always, yeah, it's always futures. Sorry, go ahead, Chris. I keep interrupting you. I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. No, I was just gonna say how the game works. So, if you haven't played strip poker, everybody that you knock out, you get their NFTs. So
Yeah.
it's really lucrative. You can end up with like 10 NFTs.
Well, and usually that's what happens. Right now, once I think it was Stretch maybe or somebody, they ended up with like 9 knockouts, but they actually didn't win in the prize pool, right? So they got a lot of NFTs, but they didn't make the prize pool. But typically what will happen is your winner the person that gets to the final table and wins the whole thing has about 5 or 6 of these at least. You know what I mean? And so on top of that, because you're entered and it's in a tournament, you still have your prize pool. So we've got 70 to first, 50 to second, 30 to third, $10 goes to fourth, and then you get into that last chance Summer Bash tournament entry for fifth and sixth place. And those are going to be 9-player tables. So there will be 3 people at the final table that, unless you knock somebody out and strip them of their NFT, you won't win any prize money. But everybody else at the final table will get the NFTs they stripped, and they'll get prize money. So it's a really good tournament, especially hypothetically. Again, I'm going to use the maze example. You come in, you've only got yourself 2 of them. You throw one of them up, right? So you're going to risk one of your summer bashes to play in May. Now you went into May, and because everybody could enter June, July, and August, hypothetically, you knock out enough people, you walk away where you have the whole summer bash in your wallet. Now you can play when you originally just had 1 month you could play. So it's a really good way to extend your memberships if you're playing a minimal membership and trying to get that next month or that missing month that you don't have yet.
Awesome. 2 other things just to mention real quick before we get into Richmond. There are high roller entries and Sunday slot entries in this bash hidden in the traits. So that will allow you to get in for free to those things.
Yeah, and there are those in the current batch too, you guys. Some have gone unclaimed. Most of you are finally catching on. But the same applies to Sunday slots. You're going to see Sunday slots entries in this batch. There's 14 of them. You're going to see high rollers entries. There's 14 of them. And you're going to see Gherkin tournament entries. There's 14 of them. Those are valuable because they get you into those things that are free. And if you don't think Sunday slots can be lucrative, ask the people that won the money 2 weeks ago when we hit over $1,700. And if you don't think high rollers is lucrative, go check the Tournament Winners channel. All the people that won $150. And then Gherkin, like I told you when we started, is my favorite. $10 to win 90. You only got to beat 17 people. I mean, so those are in your traits. So check them because what you don't want to do is trade somebody an NFT, a 6 because you need an 8 and you didn't realize in your traits that you had all this fun extra stuff. So always look at your traits.
Yes, yeah, and there are limited spots to the free entries, so you want to claim them and keep an eye on the sign up channels and stuff because you'll see when there's an opportunity. But yeah, just throw it in your ticket. That way you can get it in on the next waiting list.
Yep.
All right, all roads lead to Richmond.
That's what it's about.
Bam, take it away, Aaron.
All right, you guys that weren't here last year, probably already heard of this if you weren't anyway, but if you weren't here last year, this is what, dubbed the Road to Richmond. This is what started the Bash concept, actually. And so this is actually a celebration, the 1-year anniversary for me as well, and for all of us, because this is now our 2nd annual Road to Richmond. And the flyer kind of says it all, really. It's essentially 3 tournaments, so 3 Saturdays, the last Saturday of each month. The Saturday Showdown tournament will be replaced with what we call the Road to Richmond tournaments, right? And the only qualification you need to get into that is to have that NFT for that month. So for the June, you need a June. For the July, you need a July. And for the August, you need an August. And then you can play in this thing. But when you play in this thing, you've got an opportunity to get that top prize, which is that $1,000 towards your flight and hotel and that VIP package, right? And so last year we had 3 winners. 3 people got their $1,000. Drywall, the champion from last year, was one of them, and I believe he minted a single NFT. If I'm not mistaken, it was an all access. He was able to play in these things, and so he won this thing off of $25 value. He got himself his flight and hotel after he won, so there was still enough time in I think he won in August, if I'm not mistaken, the last one we had. And there was still plenty of time for him to get his flight and hotel booked, and I believe he even had a little change left over in that $1,000 that he could put in his pocket, because we'll still send the whole 1,000 once you've shown your flight and your hotel's paid for. And then once you get there, you're already guaranteed your seat at the final table. And the final table is a 9-player table where we play for the IRL prize pool of $3,500. So everybody at that final table gets merch like last year. And you see some pictures up here of his bracelet and the chips and everything in the background. Cash. Everybody's going to get some merch that sits there. And then the top 3 finishers are going to get the prize money of $1,500 to first, $750 to second, and $375 to third. And that's, American cash. It's not Poly, it's not ETH, it's not sent over in your wallet or anything like that. On one note that was asked, because you totally have the right to do this, somebody says, well, what if I'm not flying? What if I'm driving up there? And what if I have family in the area? Or even let's go further and say, what if I live 20 minutes down the road? That's great. Well, then in that case, if you win, I'll see you in Richmond. I'll know you're there. Therefore, I'll verify you and I'll on the spot send you your $1,000 in poly. So you don't have to worry that like you're not going to get reimbursed. You're just going to get to celebrate because instead of a hotel, you're with your family, right? Or instead of a flight, you're in your car. So everybody's eligible. Now, the one caveat, we settled this from last year to this year, is if you do not have the ability to go nor want to go, but yet still win this thing, instead of winning $1,000 for first place, you're going to win 500 only. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that seat that you would have won and that VIP package that you would have won, and we're going to give it away in real life. The reason we're doing it instead of another tournament here is because we're not going to run 4, 5, or 6 tournaments to finally find somebody that's going to Richmond. So if the winner of either one of the 3 is not going and claims the $500, then the other seat will be given away in real life because we know people are there. That's the simplest we can put it. That's the simplest we can do it. And aside from that, man, it's just basically the biggest 3 tournaments I think we had. I want to say, I don't know for sure, but we were pushing 100, but like nearly last time, because a lot of people mistakenly put their, opportunities, because see, they're in the mint and you can get them as a trait, but you can also get them for finishing third. I'm sorry, 4th, 5th, 6th, and stuff like that in these tournaments. And so a lot of people had the role to play, and then they put their NFTs on the floor, which is great. Okay, but where we missed the mark with doing that is some people put them on the floor for $2, you guys. And so I would rather see, and I'm hoping in hindsight, those people would rather see people not take those seats than to have somebody that's never minted or played with DPS before see that, know what's going on, grab that for $2, and then come steal $1,000 or even the $500 and make us have to move the seat just because we didn't list it for 50 or 60 bucks like it should be. Because by the time we hit that last chance tournament day, I'm sorry, not last chance, that Road to Richmond tournament day, where there's actually going to be $1,000 in the top prize. If these are on OpenSea and people are still wanting to get in, you guys should be getting your money's worth. You shouldn't be giving them away for $2. So that's just my own 2 cents on that. And thanks whoever's putting all these awesome pictures, Krista. Yeah, look at that final tell you guys from last year, and the money and Drywall's money right there and all that stuff. That's what we're playing for. And that custom little mat we have that goes on the table, compliments of Doug decorating all that with the vinyl for us and stuff, you guys. That's like real life stuff right there, man. When you're up there playing, you don't know the difference. We're sitting out there. We got Melly's damn near professional dealer. You can see all the chips. We got the trays. We do it right there. We got the timers. This is a fun event. And not only that, we got the TCG event going. Cider Chronicles, they've got a bar for us. We got a full service bar for us. So I mean, this is not to miss out on, in my opinion.
Yeah, if anybody's in Battle Bunnies, we have a whole post on. You could go look at all our photos, videos, all the shenanigans. I put a link to it in the chat here. It was great. It was
lots of fun,
time.
and you will get the VIP pass too. And so I'm sure that's going to come up. And I apologize for not including it already. I always forget this, right? So it's what it's going to be, and this was confirmed already with Jesse. So you're going to get a weekend pass. So with the VIP plus package to Richmond, you're going to get a weekend pass, free parking, the VIP check-in, a VIP lanyard. So while you walk around, you'll have access to all the places VIPs can go without having to have any hassle. You're going to get free access to these tournaments, so you can play in these poker tournaments and all this stuff, but you'll already be in it if you win this, right? And what happened is a lot of times, you guys, last year, people sold these VIP passes because you're already going and you're going to be there. But anyway, that's another note. You're going to get 1x hit with what you hit booth. So you'll get 1 free play at the get what you hit booth and 1 free play at the get what you get booth. And then you also get 1 tattoo competition entry. So I don't know what exactly that is. We'll find out when we get there. And then merch wise, you're going to get a t-shirt, you're going to get a 12x18 print, you're going to get a tote bag and some stickers. And all that's just with that VIP package that comes with this. Yeah, it's posted right there. There you go. That's probably better, graphics, you guys. There you go. Thank you. But that's all Richmond, and that's what we're doing this for, man. The road to Richmond is literally for us to all go to Richmond and have a blast up there. Lots of cookies.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. I mean, we're all excited, and it's 5 months away.
I know. Then it takes 2 months of recovery once you're gone.
It's definitely a great time last year.
Okay, last thing to talk about is the last chance. There's Disco. Disco is an awesome dealer as well. So last chance tournament, Aaron, last thing if you want to.
Yeah, sorry, I was just rescheduling the Gherkin because it looks like we're going to be short on players, and so it's going to have to run next week. I just had to move the time so it didn't start.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll just say real
that one,
quick.
like I said,
Oh,
go ahead. Oh no, I was just going to remind them that it doesn't run if we don't fill it. So unfortunately, we're a little short this week. So we've got, it looks like 6 seats left. So anybody that wants to play next Saturday that we've discussed it, go look into it. There's only 6 seats. That should be full, I would think, by midweek at the latest. But yeah, go ahead, Krista. Sorry.
No, you're all good. Okay, yeah, the last thing is the last chance. So that is a tournament that you get in with the free entry trait, the last chance tournament trait. So you do need to either mint that or get that by another tournament, right, Aaron? Because you give those spots away.
Yeah. So the way it works is there's going to be 56 only out of the 1,080 that are there. There's only 56 that you can mint as a trait. So those 56 are transferable because this comes up every bash, right? So you guys that get the last chance entry and you say, oh, well, I already have the NFT. I want to give the roll away because I got 6th place in this tournament or something. You can't transfer the roll in Discord. However, you can sell your NFT or trade it or whatever. So out of these 56, those are transferable, and whoever has those will have the roll and they can get in. The only other ones that will get in are the ones that win these entries. And so we put these entries throughout the whole entire thing, and in that channel is going to show you guys all this breakdown of how many and stuff like that. But these are all, like, for instance, the Friday and Saturday games Krista talked about. Throughout the whole bash, you'll have 72 chances in those games to get in the last chance, right? And the strip poker games, there's 3 of those, so there's 2 in each, so you have 6 chances to get into the last chance, and so forth and so on with all the tournaments that have those. And so at the end of the day, it seems like a lot, but it's actually ends up being pretty exclusive. So when we get to that last chance, there's usually only about 50, 60 people that end up playing, if even that. Even the fact that there's many traits out there, right? And claims go unclaimed. And sadly, it happens every bash too. Come the last chance, people are always going, well, I won, 2 months ago on this tournament, or I won a month and a half ago on this tournament. I go check the tournament. Although I wish you guys would copy the tournament link and post it so I would know where to go. But I'll go scroll through, I'll go find it, and I'll see a big red X there. And what that means is within 5 days of winning, you didn't claim that last chance, roll. And so you never got it, and you're absolutely not going to get it on the last chance tournament day. So every bash, it's happened so far where these get down to that last chance. And everybody's like, well, I won, I should be in. How come? Because you didn't claim it within 5 days. So just because it's not $100 to first, just because it's not the top 3 prizes that have money, if you see a prize on a tournament and it says you have to claim in your ticket, you have to claim in your ticket, guys. So all those claims be able to play for an $830 prize pool. $200 to first, $150 to second, $100 to third, $80 to fourth. You've got $70 to fifth, $60 to sixth, and it goes $50 to seventh, $40 to eighth, $30 to ninth. And then I actually loved the Bubble Boy that so many people complained about. So I actually put a Bubble Boy prize in there. And I also put a bounty on myself in there for $25 for each of those. And so the Bubble is going to be 10th place, obviously. They didn't make the final table. They're going to get a consolation 25. And if anybody knocks me out before the final table, they'll get a consolation 25. And again, something with such a big prize pool, $830, for 56 of them to be out of 1,080 only. And then all those extras, the majority of them to be claimed. It does shock me that we only get about 50 players in that game because you guys should really want to play in that one. Oh, Disco, that's a cute shot in the hoodie. I love it. Yeah, y'all see the Richmond pictures there? That's Mr. Disco. Now that's when he was calm before his few drinks. All right, what we got? Who's next? What's we got?
That's everything we have for Summer Bash. We do have the Spring Bash last chance coming up on June 1st.
Yeah, we got that one coming up. And that one there is in the channel if you guys haven't seen it. But the same thing we just covered applies, right? So, in fact, just today, somebody claimed one of the roles. I think they heard me saying something about it in the last stream, and they went in and claimed one. But yeah, that one's going to come up on schedule. And then once that's over, essentially, if you haven't been here for a crossover two, usually we end up on a 5 week month when we roll over into the first bash. So the first month of August is going to be us closing out stuff from this bash, and it just kind of works out that way for us. And so in this one, it's going to be pretty much the same. You know, you've got all the way down with a bubble, and you've got all the way down with the bounty. The only difference is these are summer bash mints. And so if with the last chance here, we have those available and we're not minted out, then you'll get those airdrops. If they are minted out and we're already minted out by then, they'll just turn into fall bash mints for you. And they won't expire. You'll get them free, just like Unbiased Crypto did this morning, where he won one from last bash, claimed it just now, and got himself a whole access for free. But yeah, those are what you guys are claiming to play in that channel. You can see Spring Bash Last Chance has the breakdown, but what she's talking about there is coming up is all those entries you guys are leaving unclaimed is what you're playing for in all these weekly tournaments and stuff. It's the chance to say, hey, I didn't win the top 6, but at least I got into that last chance, because that's your last chance to get money out of the Spring Bash.
Yep. So check your roles to see if you're in that game.
Are y'all hearing all these pings? Sorry if you are.
Do.
Yeah?
A little bit.
Sorry. Oh, on Tuesday to celebrate DPS in Vegas. Yeah, I don't know, Marissa, but I'm glad you brought that up, because what we're going to try to do is for Sunday slots, you know, which is tomorrow, and I'm obviously not going to be in Vegas until tomorrow evening, so it's going to be myself and I believe Clopping there, and we're going to do our best to, and mind you, this is my first time in Vegas, you guys, but we're going to jump right in and try to do Sunday slots live in Vegas once I arrive. So that tomorrow night. And then Tuesday, I'm sure we should do something, at least what the meet and greet, we'll live stream, we'll figure it out, Marissa. But yeah, you guys, obviously, while we're all there in Vegas for this NFT Championship poker tournament, keep your eyes on the Discord and the shit talk and everything, because we're going to try to stream as much of it as we can and share it with you guys.
Yeah, Tuesday I'll be streaming. Yeah, probably in Battle Bunnies, but I can do it over here. Perfect. Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
so
perfect.
I'll
Because
be
you could stream
streaming
it in here, and
that.
we could stream it into
Yes.
the showcase.
Yeah. Can't wait.
No, that's what I was going to say would be next, so that people will know, because I alluded to it earlier, but that's what we're switching over, since there is no hunt and there's going to be a year-long leaderboard. This is what you guys will be shooting for. So I would say again, like what we do when we're building, you know what I mean? It's not foundational concrete yet. It's the direction in which we're trying to go to share with you guys. So I'll leave you to introduce what we're discussing.
Two tables, right?
Right. And do we completely know or possibilities of what the purpose of getting the most points would be? Unless I missed it, I think you might have. Guys, does any Yeah, you did, Rug, because nobody heard that. So before we didn't hear it. No, good. That's what we're playing for. And there'll be other prizes, you guys, like we always do. So just like everything else we do where, I don't like spinning a wheel for one prize. We'll put other things on there. But your goal is to, of course, win, right? What is the Ricky Bobby says? Or if you ain't first, you're last. Yeah, if you ain't first, you're last. So let's get it. That's what I'm gonna have to keep reminding Galaban of in Vegas, you guys. He's gonna try to do some math poker on all these people. I'm gonna come in there with my 7-2s and wreck the shop, man. They're gonna go crazy. It's gonna be on. It's gonna be recorded. So you guys see these 7-2 flops, full houses for me. This is what we're talking about. Yeah, there you go. There's all the points right there. Yeah, yeah. We got a request to speak from Yokes. I accepted the invite, and then anybody else, because this is an AMA, meaning Ask Me Anything. So we've kind of, thrown up enough stuff out there. If you guys have any questions, want to come up and so forth. When you request to speak, I have to say yes by inviting you. So then you'll have to accept that invite. There you go, Yokes. You're up.
Hey, what's up, DPS fam? Just had a question. For the ongoing points, maybe you guys can bring me up to speed. We would have to mint one NFT per season, like for spring, for summer, for winter, to be eligible.
Good talk.
Okay. All right. So it's just a Friday and Saturday bashes. Sorry, I came in late. I didn't know if you were talking about all of the
Yeah,
games.
no, yeah. Just for Friday and Saturdays. Yeah. And the reason that mainly is because the rest, not only because of the amount of work it would be for all of it, but it's also the games. Like for instance, we have Tuesday and Thursday right now in spring, but Tuesday and Thursday won't be in the summer. And the same with the fall. Whatever's not there, now might come back with different games in Tuesday and Thursday and so forth. Like we may end up adding Omaha to the schedule, right? And then how are you going to give points to Omaha equal to Texas Hold'em and so forth? So we keep it to 2 games so there's consistency throughout the whole year.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate you. Just wanted to clear it up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and then Yokes, there's a leaderboard channel. It's under the poker room. So that's where you can see like who's on the leaderboard. Every week Galaban updates that.
I just wanted to say good morning, everybody. How is my good people doing? Great AMA.
What's up, Stretch?
What's up, Stretch?
Just listening.
Any questions?
Why does my brain feel like it does today?
Because you didn't drink enough water yesterday.
Exactly.
I have one other question.
Yes, sir.
Sorry to interrupt, Stretch. At what point are we at right now? Like, are we just about to start it? Are we mid? Like, at what point we are right now?
For the current leaderboard that we were just discussing, that's going to start in August. The bash that is minting right now, the summer bash mint that's going live, that'll be the beginning of the new leaderboard. So the current leaderboard you see is just going to finish off the spring bash, the hunted game, and then it rolls over and starts refresh, basically like reset. And August will begin the beginning of the year, which will do this track full year. No.
Yeah, June.
Oh, that's what I meant, June. Sorry, I'm saying August as in summer bash. Yeah, June. Thank you for the correction. My bad. Yeah, the summer bash, i.e. June, will start the whole thing, Yokes. My bad on that one. Thanks, Lord God.
Okay,
Line up.
so
Yeah.
it starts in June. I appreciate it.
Yeah. But once you guys start playing the official first, Friday night fights for Summer Bash in June, that's the first leaderboard that counts for this new system. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there'll be an alternative prize, obviously, but yeah, that's our goal. Is correct. And anybody else that maybe doesn't want to come on stage, because I know a lot of times we have questions in Gen Chat, which is great. We always like discussions and to talk about things, but then unfortunately not everybody gets to see those and gets to, get the knowledge from what we had finally hashed out. So if there's any questions that want to be asked in the text here, because you don't want to come on stage, feel free to type them and then we'll discuss them. That way they can go on the record on the YouTube and so forth.
It's 11/11. Everybody make a wish for that tournament next year. Let's go.
Let's go.
Sorry, I just like to talk. I'm just being quiet.
And
I know one of the questions. I'll go ahead and go ahead, Galvin. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say that I have posted the brand new rules up in the DPS leaderboard as well. So if anybody wants to check them, they can go there and check it out as well. And thank you to my daughter for letting me know I had my microphone off on OBS. So I just did all the talking on the YouTube stream and nobody heard me.
Oh, like all the whole shebang?
Yeah.
You mean just your talking or the whole entire AMA too, though?
Just my talking. I had the desktop audio.
Okay. If you want to do a quick recap, but give me a second. We could probably do a quick recap, and at the end, maybe if people didn't want to stay, we could do it just for the YouTube at the end. But I did want to address one of the questions that I know was asked, and there's a Meowser rule we got to check here. I think there might be a red flag for that one, but we'll come back to that one. But the Richmond seats, there's been some debate, and like I just discussed, right? Things are talked about in Gen Chat, and then people come in later, and then information gets regurgitated a little bit. Sometimes, like the Whisper game or whatever, right? By the time you get to it, it's a little bit gurgled and misinformation, right? The Richmond seat breakdown for the 9 tables in the final tables in Richmond at Sunday that evening. It's basically going to be one seat is going to last year's winner, and you can see who that is because he's in here drywall and he's got that awesome, beautiful bracelet as his PFP. But when you win this, you'll win a seat for the next year as well, in addition to your pot of money, your pot of gold. So he's going to have one. Another seat obviously is going to me because that's my pay for the work for the year. So that's me. 3 of the seats, so seat 3, 4, and 5, are going to be our Road to Richmond seats we discussed already. And those will default to IRL games, as we discussed already. If the event comes that somebody wins and is not going to Richmond, they'll just get $500 instead. The 6th one and the 7th seat, those are actually what we call IRL satellites. And so when we get up there on Friday, we have a bunch of people that register and play based on this VIP pass and everything Jesse's setting up. There's a lot of people there that are in this, and then there's a lot of people that come with us, the NFT side, the projects that we're in. They show up and they want to play. And you guys are welcome to join those just because you're there. No other qualification other than to be there, be a holder in one of the projects, right? And you can play Friday or Saturday. And the one winner of each night, so it's a satellite that was 3 or 4 tables, I think, last year, comes down to one winner after the final table. They'll get that seat to the final table Sunday. And the same with Saturday. They'll get that seat to the final table Sunday. And then we have our 8th seat. Our 8th seat, as you know, is going to go to a list of people that participated in the final mint bounty during this current Spring Bash mint, and they were the holders that minted 2 after said token ID. I don't know the number, it's in the announcement. But after said token ID, everybody that minted 2 as a holder would qualify for a spot on that wheel, just like the announcement said. And anybody that had come in new to DPS at that point, and that was their first time minting with us ever, they would be required to have minted 3 to qualify to get on that wheel. And that small wheel of people, I can't imagine it's probably more than 40 or 50 people at the most, if even that. We're going to spin that wheel when we are doing our Summer Bash wheel, because we don't like to do wheels with just one prize. So while we're doing it, we're going to take a little intermission, and we'll spin this wheel, and we'll find out who's going to come to Richmond with us, and then we'll go right back to our Summer Bash wheel. And that way, it's not some cheeky wheel with one prize that we all came together for 30 seconds of fun. And then the 9th seat, the one that keeps coming up in question and getting placed wrong, the 9th seat is still what I would call to be determined. There's nothing set in stone for that 9th seat yet. Jesse and I are actually still talking in the background. I've got some ideas. There's some possibilities of giveaways and so forth. So the 9th seat is determined. So all 9 seats are accounted for. We just haven't told you guys how to win that 9th seat yet. It could possibly be a 3rd day of IRLs, depending on what Jesse's turnout is for the VIP passes. So he's asked about that being a possibility, where we do a satellite not only Friday and Saturday like we just talked about, but possibly one Sunday morning before the final game on Sunday. So that would be another opportunity for you, if you're going in real life, to have 3 chances to sit in, win, and get to that final table for Sunday. So that's what I wanted to clear up, because I know that's been discussed, although nobody asked it specifically today. And I do see another question. So if anybody's got anything while I read this question, feel free.
Do you see the question that
No.
Save asked?
Yeah, no, they don't. No, well, real quick, sorry, I'm going to save my ink. I covered this earlier, and I'll repeat this, right? If they can't go and they get second place, or I'm sorry, second consolation prize, $500, the seat does not go to second place in the tournament. The seat will default to IRL. So any of these 3 that do not claim the 500 instead of the 1,000, then the seats automatically will go to IRL. No ClubGG tournament, no re-tournaments here. We're not going to run 20 tournaments. And the reason we do that is because then the IRL people can play, and we know they're there and they can win a seat. So if that happens, then that's when we're going to grow the satellites in IRL. Yeah, exactly. You don't know why you care, because you're already going too, right? Okay, what was your thing, Galaban? Sorry.
Oh, no, I was just asking if you've seen the question there in the chat. That's all.
Oh, the one from Ink, the one I just was going over?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. I thought there was another one.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, guys, I mean, I don't see any other questions, but I know there's going to be a lot, so, like, I'll just go over one last little thing. If you haven't seen it yet, well, you haven't, sorry, I don't know why I said that, because it's still marked private. I'm in the middle of creating our Summer Bash breakdown channel, which, if you've never looked at the Spring Bash breakdown channel, I like to describe this as simple as I can, right? So it's a category called Spring Bash Info, and within that category contains several channels that give you the Spring Bash info, right? The top one is what I like to refer to as the, quick reference, right? The guy that wants to go in there, the gal that wants to go in there and just say, I want all the information for the bash right here. I don't want to go looking through 20 channels. Tell me what's going on, put it in one place. You need to go to the Spring Bash breakdown channel. And there's a list of all the tournaments, all the prize pools, and everything that breaks down the entire Spring Bash. If you want more detail from that, underneath that channel, there's a channel for everything we do in the Spring Bash. The hunt is there, the Founders Tournament, the midday games we played, the weekly tournaments, the all access, the jokers, and so forth. Everything we do in the Spring Bash. So hypothetically, you say, I got this all-in trade. I don't know what to do with it. Go check the all-in channel. There's going to be a graphic and text that will break it down for you. So you like to read, the text is there. If you like to look at pictures, the graphic is there. Each channel has a dedicated graphic and text for each one of these tournaments. The reason I say that is because that was the same for the last bash, and that will be the same for the Summer Bash. So once I open up the first Summer Bash channel, you're going to see just that breakdown channel. That's going to be for you to go get all your information, what's coming up. Okay, there it is in one place. As we conclude the Spring Bash, I will start to populate the Summer Bash channels. We don't want somebody new coming in and seeing 2 last chance channels, for example, and get confused. So when the games go away, for instance, once the last strip poker game played, we can remove that channel. Once the last chance tournaments played, we can remove that channel. And that's what we do. We pull them away as we start putting the new ones in. And the transition should be seamless for you guys, that to where we are going into our first week of actual Summer Bash games, and you already have your roles, all the channels are there, everybody's happy, which is another blessing in disguise of why we get that first week rollover that happened by accident, because it gives me the time to do all that work. So yeah, that's really what you're looking for, is as the first week of June rolls through, we'll be seeing the transition from spring to summer, essentially, in the Discord.
Yeah, that was just jokes. That I'm glad you mentioned that, because that was one of my concerns. It gets kind of confusing if you're not here every day. And when you're a
Right.
part of multiple communities, it's hard to keep up with everything. So I'm
Right.
glad that you did that. I just ask one favor, if we can also make sure that we put dates. So like a date when it starts, a date when it ends, because that'll make it easier, because I want to participate, but because so much, it gets kind of complicated.
Right, and I'm glad you said that, because that's actually one of the things we added based on feedback just like that from this current bash, right? And so I mentioned earlier in here, and it'll go the same in the channels with the text, right? So you will see the dates for all the tournaments on the graphics. So if you guys scrolled up in here, if you came in late or anything, and see the graphics that the posted that cover the summer bash, you'll notice consistency on all of them. There's a summer theme, and then there's a little gold button that gives you our prize pool and the mint cost in case you're introducing somebody new. It seems like a lot of information. That's the key, right? $25 buy-in, $25,000 total prize pool. This one's huge, right? But then also each one of those graphics will have a time when those tournaments are going off and the dates, right? So obviously, like for instance, the weeklies, those are the same right now as always. So we don't necessarily put the date on those because those are every Friday and Saturday. But if you look at, for instance, strip poker's got May 31st, June 30th, and July 28th already on the calendar, right? If you look at the Road to Richmond games, June 30th, July 27th, August 31st, already on the calendar. One other thing I'll say about that to a lot of folks that are exactly like Yoke said, active in a lot of communities, and especially poker communities where you're not only in those projects, but you're playing and you're actively participating in games all the time, making it even harder to know what's going on in those discords, right? Is we utilize our events tab. I know a lot of projects don't, but if you scroll up to the very, very top of our Discord above everything else, you're going to see a thing that says right now currently 14 events. You're literally going to see a pop-up with all the events. For instance, right now the AMA that we're in is listed as a live event. The Gherkin tournament that's coming up is listed live event. The tournament today, the night tournaments, all this stuff, you guys can simply click interested on. And when they're weekly, like the Friday and Saturday, you can not only click interested, but you can say interested in all of them in the series. And what that will do for you is, aside from all the pings that sometimes are overwhelming that you get, aside from all that stuff we send out to try to get your attention, Discord's going to give you a nice soft notification that says your event is starting now. And then that you just go right there, you click that, and you come right over and you go, oh, that tournament's starting. Oh, that AMA is starting, or whatever it is you wanted to take part in, and you don't have to pay attention to anything else. So all the talk we might do in Gen Chat you're afraid you missed, all the channels you might not have gone and checked that you didn't have time to, just click our events if you want to participate in that event, and you will get that reminder. It's a really, really super awesome tool we use.
Yeah, that's epic, bro. I didn't even know that, because you're right. I scroll right past the events because no one even uses that. So I'm glad that you mentioned that. Good stuff.
Yeah, and no problem. Yeah, and it's super easy when there's several of them, like I said, because you can click one button. You don't have to come back like every week when we set a new event for Friday, for instance. You can click right now for Friday, and the whole entire Friday bash, every Friday night, you'll be covered. You'll get your announcement ping, and you don't have to worry about anything else going on here if that's what you're here for, right? And so it makes it super easy. And if you know, like the AMA here that we're doing was coming up, or if you know, say, for instance, you got your Easter egg and you know you're one of those 9 and you're going to be in that tournament, when we put that event up, just click it. And then you don't have to ever wonder when's that event happening or whatever, because Discord is going to tell you. It's going to pop up and let you come click a button and come right over and join us again. It's real super easy.
And if you want to go back and actually watch the entire broadcast, Yokes, it's up on the YouTube channel as well.
Right.
So just a head up, Gala. I'm not the YouTube watching type of person.
Oh.
If a video is over 30 seconds, I'm not in it. So
Yep.
I prefer to just read, click on things, and get reminders. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's just me.
No problem.
No, and that's great that you said that, because that's exactly what we want to try to do, right? Like you just said, and like I pointed out earlier, we make a Spring Bash breakdown channel because some people don't mind reading, and they would rather go into one channel and see everything right there so they can go digest that whenever they choose to, right? And there it is all in one place. And other people, they want more detail in their visual, so we put all the graphics in the breakdown channels of each one so people can go get more detail. And that's exactly why we do it, because like you said, some people don't want to read, some people don't want to watch a video more than 30 seconds, some people don't want to read or look at a graphic, they want to watch videos. And so we really try our best to give you guys all those options, you know.
No, I definitely applaud you, bro. This is really, 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 really good. I literally told my wife earlier last week that, I'm trying to get back in DPS, but it seems like so much is going on. I don't think I'll be able to catch up.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think
And I
I'll
can
be able to
understand.
catch up.
Right, and I can understand that feeling, and what I'll tell you on that feeling is kind of, it's so like there's a lot of, what I'll just quote, air quote here, poker players that give me some feedback about this and that and this and that, and I myself am a poker player, obviously is why I do all this, right? And so the stuff that you may be missing out on sometimes, or feel like you can't catch up on sometimes, may be stuff, if you're here for mainly poker, that wouldn't be of interest to you anyway. If you missed a particular wheel or a particular pop-up game that was for this prize or that prize, if you've secured your monthlies, your June, your July, your August, for instance, for the summer bash, and you get those events and click those things for the games you want to play, you can essentially feel comfortable you're not missing out on anything else. Now, while we do have a lot of silly things we do for pop-up, we do a lot of DraftKings, we do a lot of dead squares and things like that. If you miss that, you're not missing anything that you bought into, that your membership got you, right? Your $25 that got you your month. All that extra stuff is literally what it sounds like, extra stuff. So if the time comes and you find yourself with the time and you want to participate, great. If the time comes and you step in and it looks confusing, it won't affect your monthly memberships at all, so don't worry about it, And if the time comes when you're like, well, what is this? Everybody's having fun. I want to participate. Feel free to ask any questions anytime, because the people that are participating will 100% know what's going on with any given game that we're playing, whether it be horse racing, Sunday slots, dead squares, DraftKings, whatever we're doing. There will be a handful of people that are participating that can always help out as well. But again, I want to repeat, you guys, all those extras are nothing to do with your memberships that you're paying $25 to mint, and will not hurt you in any way if you miss some of that stuff.
That's good, man. That's really good. I appreciate you guys doing this. It seems like you took time and put some work and effort in it, having the visual and also having the video and whatever. So I really appreciate this. I got to head out, but this is a good AMA, man. Really appreciate it.
Oh, appreciate it. No, thanks for coming on stage, man. And thanks for your feedback, brother. Appreciate it. I'm looking forward to seeing you in Vegas.
Yep, we'll see you on Tuesday.
You know it. Well, actually, Monday. I can't wait until
Monday.
Tuesday. I'll be in Vegas on Monday.
Yeah, we're gonna Sunday night, so we got to get together.
Yeah, we'll have
For
to
sure,
get
bro.
together and maybe make up an SMS message with all of our phone numbers on it so that we can talk to each other, so that we know how to get together.
No group mess. I hate that, bro. I hate that. I'm telling you.
I'm with
Let's
you.
do something in Discord. Don't do no text messages.
And I'm glad you said that, because that leads me into somebody else's thing, and this has come up. We are going to put together a channel that's going to be for Richmond, so you can sign up if you want to go to Richmond and so forth. We're also probably should put together like a thing, like either just decide on a channel, or we can put up a little Vegas channel if we want. So while we're in there, that will be our group message, like he's talking about. We don't need to be on some thread that's going to go on forever. I hate those too. I know.
Bro, I hate them. And then for some reason, it takes like, you got to jump through like 20 different hoops to try to get out of it. I like, bro, don't.
Right.
I'm okay with just a Discord group. That's totally fine. But I already said, listen, I want to take a picture with everyone. If you haven't been to the Poker Ghost studio, I have. And the studio is beautiful. And right in the front of it is a huge wall that has the logo and everything on it. Like, literally every single person I want to take a picture with, man. I'm super excited to meet you guys.
Awesome. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
Well,
I'm excited,
know what
man. I'm nervous because I've never been to Vegas, but I'm excited. Go ahead, Galvin. Sorry, brother.
Oh, I was going to say, at least everybody will know exactly what I look like, because they just have to watch the YouTube feed and they'll see me.
Well, I'm gonna have my name tag that's glowing from last year's Richmond event. It says my name right on it, so you're not gonna miss me either. Plus, my hair's longer than it was. So
That, and we see your
Yeah, and I
picture on
heard
all the
we're gonna
memes.
have I hear we're gonna have some name tags as well. So, but I mean,
awesome.
trust me, I think this is gonna be epic, man. The networking, really meeting people you've been playing with, you've been seeing, and I want to shake your hand, Aaron, because I don't know if everyone knows, but man, you're one of the founders that stepped up when I was in a bad place, and I could never go against you, bro, because you showed up and you didn't ask for anything back. So I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm glad everything worked out. You know what I mean?
All right, guys, I gotta go again. All right, bye.
Have a good one. Have a good one. All right. Any other questions from the audience? Let's see. I see some chatter. Oh, Marissa did an awesome giveaway, you guys. If you don't know, Marissa is part of our new staff. While we're in here, we might as well let you guys know if anybody doesn't know. We have a new staff role. It's called the Pit Boss. And essentially, it's just going to be some folks helping us and do things. And so on top of that, helping with the Discord and stuff, Marissa's been taking care of our social media, Twitter and stuff, with Jad taking care of our Instagram. So if you guys haven't followed those accounts yet, please do. And one of the things she just did was give away a gherkin for some interaction on a tweet. So keep an eye out on that stuff, you guys. YouTube channels we offer trivia on. We're actually going to step that up. That's why it's been delayed for the last one. We're going to make some changes. So it's going to be some what I call Discord trivia. And we're going to try to get you guys familiar with the bashes and answer some of these questions that we're always going over that are asked by putting them in the form of trivia questions. So rather than have to know, for just a game or two, let's say, right? But, see how it goes. But rather than have to know poker prowess or look up something on Google that you might be the fastest one to search an answer for, you're going to actually have to go into Discord. And when we say something like, well, what time is the tournament for the Joker's Summer Bash tournament? Things like that. Well, where do you find that? Well, we just discussed all those channels. So we're going to put things like that in the trivia, not to kind of stump you guys, but in an effort to help everybody navigate the Discord faster and in a seamless fashion. And so you look for that trivia coming up. We get everything done with Vegas because I think it's going to really help with new people, especially. But there's so much, I think, in Discord that you guys aren't aware that's there that would make life a little easier for some of the stuff we do.
And we're officially 5 people from being at 100 subscribers for the YouTube video, or for the YouTube channel.
Sweet. I think we should have a tournament when we get to that. When we get 100 subscribers, we should have a milestone celebration.
I'll tell you when we hit it.
All right, let's do it. You're not going, Meowser. You need to go. Just win the thing, and you have no excuse. See, most places from in the country, you can get to Richmond for $1,000 for your flight and hotel. Especially if you get it in June. If you get the one in June, you're going to get the cheapest flights. July's cheaper than August, and August is your more expensive, obviously. The further you get in on it, the longer you wait, the longer cost goes up. The higher the cost goes up. Sorry. All right. Any other questions at all, you guys? I know there are, and I always feel bad about this part because I don't know how to get that out of you. But I know there's tons of questions. The bash is pretty simple in my mind, but I work on it for several months in the background. So by the time I deliver it to you guys, I feel like it's like I know it in and out, but then I may skip over or regurgitate or talk too fast and give you guys like more confusion than what we started off. So if there's any questions, ask them now, or just throw it in your ticket like normal if you want to, or whatever the case may be. We're dabbling into a FAQ channel. It's one of the things that have come up. I don't know if everybody knows, we do kind of have an FAQ channel already. It's called Ask Anything with 2 big red question marks. It's right under the welcome channel. Ironically, it's right under Collab Land. And so you can go in there and ask that bot questions. It's not going to be promised to you it's 100% accurate, but it'll tell you things like tournament dates, tournament prize pools, and things like that. And if you want to confirm, like say if it tells you the Joker tournament prize pool, just go to the Joker tournament channel and confirm it if you want to. But it's a starting point, right? So if you come up with any questions you want to throw in there and I go in the bot and I see it's not answering you right, I may come in there and correct the bot and answer you right. So it's still getting you an answer to your question. So that's there, but we may eventually employ some kind of frequently asked questions channel where we sort of, I guess, anticipate or put in the most asked questions. and then give you guys some answers. But the thing about it for me, from my own perspective anyway, this is strictly my own perspective, is I feel like by the time we get to the point where we're posting that question and giving an answer in the channel, it's already been asked so much, or potentially, like if it was about the hunt, it would already be something that we've moved on from. And now I picture a newbie coming in here, scrolling up a few posts going, hey, what's the hunt? Where do I find the information on the hunt? And now we've got all this confusion from a frequently asked question channel because we're organic and we change every bash. It just scares me a little bit, but we're playing with the idea, you know. And I don't know. I just, the silence tells me we're done. So I don't see any hands going up. I don't see any questions.
There's no questions in this chat or in the main chat. So
yeah, I think we're done, guys. I think, you know, we got a tournament starting in a couple hours. If everyone wants to take a break and get their lunch or whatever y'all are doing, and we'll do this again. I'll try to do it again in a week or two, you know. And once we get the channels up, we can go over any questions that might pop up again. And the idea being that we want to get everybody familiar with what we're doing, like y'all just heard with Yokes. You know, admittedly, he wasn't, you know, aware of the events. He wasn't aware he could make it easy by clicking that. You know, admittedly, he wasn't aware that, you know, coming in here seeing a lot of hype about something didn't necessarily mean he hurt his membership in any way. You know, sometimes it's hard, like he said, and you come in and you see everybody celebrating a Dead Squares game, or you see this, and you're like, well, damn, you know, what did I miss? What didn't I do? And so forth. And again, that's just off schedule. I like to call it off schedule, meaning it has nothing to do, will not affect your membership in any way, shape, or form. You will see me, and I'm getting in trouble for it from a lot of people, but I go ping crazy. You know, I like to tag roles. If there's something going on that involves your membership, most likely I'm going to over ping you for that anyway. So if there's something going on that, like I said, does not involve that, golf, for instance, if you're not a golf fan, don't play DraftKings Golf. If you're not an NBA fan, don't play DraftKings NBA. You know, if you don't like, you know, squares, don't play Dead Squares, right? None of that stuff is going to hurt y'all's memberships. And I'm repeating myself a little bit, but I want that to be clear on the YouTube, especially, that these things we do, we offer as layers of fun and gaming. The schedule stays the same in spite of anything off schedule. That'll be that. Okay. Yeah. If anybody wants to volunteer that has any kind of like videographer or whatever it would be called skills, what we're doing is essentially we have commercials that we're offering, some things we're offering. We're trying to get some monetary gain from the YouTube channel in order to put monetary value back into the YouTube channel and grow it. And so we are going to actually start offering to make some commercials for projects, because some have approached with the idea that they like it, but they don't have the ability or time in one of the situations to put that together themselves. And so if somebody here wants to do that, depending on, you know, what the time, effort, and all that is, and what the other projects may be, you know, contributing for that to be done, you could actually make yourself a little something off of it. I can't even speculate as to what yet, but I can't imagine if they're paying us to do the service that wouldn't be passed along to the person creating that. So if you're interested, jump in the ticket, and we'll keep you posted as we, you know, plan that out. We do need somebody that has that ability to cut and edit videos from 3, 4, 5 minutes and things like that down to 30 seconds, or from graphics, you know, 10, 15 graphics into something fancy, you know, stuff like that. And I'm looking for Kyle. He's typing something. And after that, I think we're golden, unless he has a question here. I feel like Blonde has 100 questions and a pen and a paper in her hand, but we're not going to hear any of it until we get in Gen Chat in 10 minutes. I feel like that's
that one. She's got a whole notebook of.
No, I'm looking at her PFP and it's just in my mind. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, she's got a pen, she's got a pad. We're gonna get some questions. I see Melly down there. What's up, Melly? I see all you guys down there that kind of know. I see Jack's founder too. You guys all pretty much know. Yeah, everybody here seems in the know, so I understand no questions, but if it comes up, y'all feel free to ask. You know, there's nothing that we want you to be intimidated or overwhelmed by or not understand. And so feel free to ask those questions. I will reiterate one thing that I think probably went over a lot of folks' head when we first started, and Krista had talked about, is the difference in what we are doing with the all-in or fold in the Monday games, meaning in your traits, you're going to see something that says free entry, and it'll say Monday all-in or fold, Wednesday, all in or fold or Monday head to head like that, and it'll have the month with it. That's your free entry, right? And then you're also going to see something that says instant winner. Okay, the difference between those two things: free entry is free entry into a tournament. Instant winner is winning a prize of some kind. Free entry gives you a
upgrade.
role. Yeah, it'll say trade upgrade. Yeah,
That's
but
the difference.
I got one
right.
this morning, Aaron, that had a trade upgrade to a head to head, but it also had an all in or fold as its
Yes,
actual
the
trade.
trait upgrade, you can play in one game that month for whatever upgrade you got. The free entry is just like every, like we have
Right.
now, you get into the whole month for the all in or fold or head to head.
Yeah, and the free entry is going to give you a roll through Collabland based on that trait. The instant winner has to be claimed like any other prize that's an instant winner through your tickets. But when you get an instant winner trait, please don't jump in your ticket and say, I want instant winner, please let me in. I need the token ID. I have to know where you want it. I have to be able to void it so that so it's claimed. So let's say somebody wants to sell it, trade it, or do whatever, it's already been played. So we need to, those are instant winners. Instant winners have to be claimed. Free entries are rolls. Rolls, you're good to just Collabland. And I wanted to be clear on that point so that people don't get confused there. If you do not claim it and tell me a token ID to void, you wouldn't be able to use it. That's very important.
Always claim your instant winners.
Yes, yes. And also on the little trade upgrade, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say free entry means you don't have to do anything for it. You got free
Right.
entry into the game.
Right. And instant winner means you got to claim it, so you won it, but it's like a lotto ticket, right? If you win the lotto ticket, it's just a piece of paper until you turn it in and they give you money for it, right? Same thing. And then one other thing I want to say on that note, because a lot of people aren't familiar with this part yet. We mentioned earlier the cage, and the cage is much like a casino cage where you go exchange your chips, cash out your money, get more money, all those things. In there, you're going to see the buy passes channel where you buy your $10 gherkin passes and you buy your $25 pickle passes on both of those sites. And actually currently on our site now, it's just down, it's technical issues, and all the mints going forward, the goal is to you guys be able to mint with not only Poly, but you can mint with Ethereum, or you can mint with Solana, or you can even mint with a credit or debit card. When you go into those channels to buy passes, you'll see on there the link to the mint site. And it's not like before where you had a link to a mint site and then you had a link to buy with a credit card. The mint site is where you buy it all. The only difference is, and I've made a GIF for it, you'll see it, I'll post it all the time as often as I can in the channel. But when you click the mint button, right, like right now I'm going to do it and walk you through it. I'm going to click mint, I'm going to click mint 1. It pops up and it says mint now, and then it says buy with credit card, and then it says cancel. You have to actually, for whatever reason, I don't know why they do this, hopefully they'll change it, but when you click buy with credit card, that's where you're going to see the option to buy with your Ethereum or to buy with your Solana. If you hit just mint now, you're buying it with Poly. So a lot of people are getting confused, and I understand it. I was confused at first. They think mint now is Poly, and they think buy with credit card is credit card, and they go, how do I do it with ETH, or how do I do it with Solana? Just click the buy with credit card button, and then the ETH and Solana pop up. So it's super easy. So everybody that wants to, and what I was getting at is you can go and you can buy those passes, $10.25 with credit cards or debit cards even, and you can use them to enter the Gherkin and the High Rollers like we talked about, but you can also use them to upgrade your trait. So let's give a hypothetical. You're a person whose your budget is $50 for the bash, and you've spent your $50 and you've got your month that you're playing in, but it has nothing on it. And you're like, well, shoot. And then a couple weeks go by or whatever, you win something. You say, oh, I won 25. I want to play in the head-to-head for the next month, my other NFT. You can upgrade that. So for $25, if you upgrade to either, there's only 2 upgradable games right now, right? The head-to-head and the all-in or fold. For $25, if you upgrade, you're getting the whole month access, right? Every game, all 4 games. For $10, if you upgrade for a Gherkin pass instead of a pickle pass, you will get a single entry upgrade. And a lot of people are like, oh, frown, boo-hoo, why would I pay 10 to enter 1 game? Well, let me tell you why. Rather did it just last week. He didn't have the entry to play in the head-to-head. He bought a Gherkin. He paid $10. He got into that 1 game. He won that game. He got himself $50. So, and it just keeps going from there, right? What do you do with the 50? You enter High Rollers and turn it into 150. So just keep that in mind, you guys. Those kind of things are there and available for you guys all the time. They're always open. And again, they're off schedule. So doing anything, participating in any of that does not affect your memberships, So what you got, Exec? Welcome to the stage, brother.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for bringing me up here. I just had a quick question about. I came in a little late. These dark shades in this room. I just barely woke up. But question is about Discord channels. So just recently, you know, I went into the cage and I couldn't find the Gherkin sign up channel, and then it was there. Someone had tagged it in a different post. So when I went in there and I was able to, I think I clicked follow channel, and then it popped up. How do I make sure that I'm not missing any channels that are there that I need to like activate or whatever? I'm a little unfamiliar with
Right. So on the cage as your example,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll use the cage as the example since you cited that one. The only thing I can think of right off the top of my head is when you see the cage and you don't see the other ones, it's because you have the category collapsed. And so if you look next to the cage,
that's not what he's talking about, Aaron. So at the top of the server under the events, you'll see browse channels. At the very top, we have our 14 events and then browse channels. Click that. And you can go through and you can follow the category, which will open up the entire category for you. Or you can click the individual channels. But that's something new Discord did earlier this year that kind of threw us for a loop. And it's kind of different for everybody. Some people it didn't affect at all. Some people it hid channels. So that's where you can go to find that out.
Well, and also though the category thing is true though for some people. I mean, a lot of people accidentally do it when they're scrolling up and down on their phone and they put their finger somewhere and then they scroll. And sometimes when you do that, you click a category. So the cage, for instance, and if you click the cage and you shrink it, you don't see any channels in the cage, right? You only see the category of the cage. So if in general you're looking at your Discord and you just don't see the thing that says bypasses with a pickle by it, the channel, and you don't see the channel with a pickle by it that says Gherkin sign up, and you don't see the channel that says High Roller sign up, that means your category, the cage, is collapsed, meaning you can't see anything but the category. So if you touch the category, the cage, it'll open all the channels underneath it and you can see them again.
Yeah, otherwise the only way you see the channels if it lights up for you.
Right, which is what I think you had the problem with. You couldn't see it until somebody tagged it because you may have accidentally, when you were scrolling one day.
No, it said he wasn't following the channel, so that you find in the browse channels.
Oh, well, he started by saying he couldn't see the channel at all. That's why I thought it might have been collapsed. Yeah, because he said he couldn't see the channel at all.
Right, because it wasn't there at all.
Yeah, I had to click the follow button, and then I did find the browse channels and followed every category. And my question was kind of like, hey, does that get me into every single channel that exists? And you're confirming that it does. So that's great. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, and there are some you won't see, like for instance, not, you know, they're more open, but like the high rollers used to kind of be closed, only to people that were playing in the current games. Now, if you play in a high rollers, you get the high rollers roll, and then you see that channel, right? But like, so the strip poker channel, that's not actually open unless somebody has the strip poker roll. The tavern poker channel, certain channels people don't see if they don't have a roll for. But for the most part, yeah, everything you should see, like you guys just did, you will see. You know, with the exception of certain roles that are locking channels, like Founders Lounge. If you don't have a Founders Pass, you're never even going to see the Founders Lounge.
Yeah,
yep. Realize that. Really want to get in that damn Founders Lounge. I'm working on it.
Yeah, Aaron, we just got to make sure to post that because I think it happens when you make new channels. Like, that's why the cage, nobody could see those channels. So when we add the Summer Bash channels, we're going to make sure that we show them exactly where to go to do that.
Yeah, because I had no clue till you just said that. So you'll have to show me, and then we can make sure we show everybody.
Are you going to do the Summer Bash as a forum? Because then you can actually just build it.
No, because remember, as a forum, I can't tag channels. We'd already discussed all that.
I've already linked to the posts. That's correct.
Plus, I don't want it to change because people now are 2 bashes into looking at it like this. I'd rather keep that look consistent until everybody's used to looking at it like that, you know?
Yeah, so it does make it a pain to try to tag things. And then even if you copy the message link, it'll say unknown, and we're going to have more issues with that.
Yeah, so we don't want to do that for sure. Which, in knowing that too, I've made a couple forum channels. If you guys can't see things, let me know. Like, so for instance, you know, the new graphics channel is a forum channel, and I just assumed everybody could see it. But in the graphics channel, where we now house graphics from all the previous bashes. If you ever wanted to make any gifts, stickers, flyers, things like that, there's also, and have been before we actually opened the mint, graphics for the summer bash, and they were hinted out ahead of time in there. All the
It's
flyers are in
under
there
the
right now.
welcome category.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a form. If you guys can't see that, let me know and I'll try to figure out what's going on. But that's meant for you guys to use as you please for all our graphics that we have.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do, Aaron. It depends on the person. Like, it's weird.
Okay. Blonde's funny. She says she can't see the Founders channel. I tell you, because you got to buy your Founders Pass. There's Founders Passes, well, on OpenSea, obviously. They're cheaper, but there are Founders Passes on the website, too. They're $400. So we do have a couple available, but that's the price from the project is $400. You can get them on OpenSea, I think, for $300. And I think Kranz had one for like $270 last week. I don't know. As Poly goes up and down, I'd keep an eye on those if you guys are interested. You might be able to snag one cheap. All right. Any other questions? Any other requests to speak? I think exec jumped down, so I mean, I guess we're golden. I think we're golden.
Think
Anybody?
so.
Anybody? Bueller?
It was
Sorry, just
recorded on YouTube, so we will post this out. And if you missed any of it, you can go back because it's
Oh, okay.
entire
Yeah.
AMA on Summer Bash, so it's really good.
Yeah, and Esky just posted something, and I apologize if this wasn't obvious to anybody because every time you see a Founders Pass come through Gen Chat, like for instance, when Stretch got his, you see his Founders Pass come through Gen Chat and it says Stretch Nuts on it, you know? And when Fred got his, it says Freddles on it. So whoever you buy one from, their name goes off and your name goes on. So Esky's saying he doesn't want to buy a Founders Pass with someone else's name. So if you buy John Doe's Founder Pass and now it's Esky's Founder Pass, the name goes on whatever Esky tells me to put on it. It becomes Esky's Founder Pass. So it'll have you in the metadata, you in the traits, not the person you buy it from. That's all the reason, the entire reason we switched it from the ETH contract to the Poly contract, so we could control the data on these things, and we can actually use them now to token gate. So going into different things as we grow, like for instance, if DPS ever has a Vegas event where we're all going to go out there together, you can bet there's going to be something where the Founders Passes are token gated to get you guys access into something special. So there's always the ability for founders to have that, and so for that reason, you will always have your data, your name, your stuff on your founders. The only thing you can't change is the image, right? So if you're a male, for instance, and you don't want a female founders, I can't change that image to a male founders. It wouldn't be fair, but you can change the data. So.
And Aaron, Kranz's is for sale for $350 Matic, which is $239.33.
That's insane. $239. You guys, they have sold. You can check them for over $440 before. So for $330, I don't know if you're ever going to see one cheaper. $230, you said. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're ever going to see one cheaper than that. So.
And there's only two for sale right now. That is Kranz and Nikki's.
Yeah. And once Nikki realizes she's not blocked here anymore and gets mad after she, beats up a dummy enough that she doesn't want to kick my butt, she'll probably be back. And once she's back, she's probably going to not put her founders up for sale. So.
Yeah, hers is for $420. It's $287.20.
Yeah, and see, you can buy them from the website for $400. So, like I said, hers is probably not one. You guys got one out there for $239. I would be jumping on it. If I was even considering it.
There won't be more than 54, correct?
Ever, never, ever. It doesn't matter if we ever got blessed enough to have 20,000 members in Discord, there'll still be 54 founders. It's just at the point where we have 20,000 members in Discord, those 54 founders are going to have a hell of a lot of perks.
So, for everyone out there, there's a founders that's going to be giving away during the last chance tournament. That's going to bring us to 50. And there's a last chance entry in this mint, correct? So that would bring us to 51. So that leaves 3 to be had to get us to 54.
And then that's it. And once they're gone and in other people's hands, the reason the project wallet has some, for those that weren't around to know, is they originally came out, like I said, free. They were ETH. They were open minted to OpenSea like a lazy mint, which means they just went onto the storefront. We had no control over them. They were given away to the first 54 that minted with us in our collection, right? And so absolutely free. Then we had to migrate over to Poly, one, because, it's Poly and that's what we're on now. And two, so we could do everything we want to do with them, token gate them and everything and get them under contract. So we put out a 3-month window we're in that 3-month window. Twice a week for 3 months, I pinged every person that owned a Founders Pass, and I told them they had this date to claim that pass. Everybody that did got their new one on Poly for free, and we burned the ETH ones. All the ones that did not, when that 3 months expired, we reclaimed as the project. And that's the only reason we have some, because originally all 54 were spoken for. So again, like Lord Galaban's alluding to, once the ones that we have in our wallet go out, we won't foresee getting any more in our wallet. It's not like when they hit the floor, we're going to go buy them up. That's not what happened this time. So we won't be buying them up again. So if you want to get them from the project, this wheel, this last chance tournament, these are your last chances to do so.
And there are some names that you could probably try to get a hold of, like Tank is a founder, Taco 23 has a founder. I don't see those people playing anymore. Orange.
Yeah,
Kraken.
Taco's already claimed his. We might get it from him, but Taco's is already on Poly. He's an OG founder, like day one from Beathead, so I don't know if he'll part with it just for nostalgia. But Tank's is a little tricky because Tank can't turn in his ETH one because he lost control over that wallet, and so he has no way to turn in the ETH one to get a Poly one. So Tank's is on hold right now. Just while we're waiting, it's probably going to be the last one we get rid of, just essentially because I won't have the ability to burn the ETH one ever. But at that point, when we're down to the final one, that won't matter anymore. But I'll just say Tanks will probably be the very last one we let go of.
And then there's also Breaky. I haven't seen them play in quite a while either.
Yeah, and Breaky's the same thing. Nostalgic, brother. Breaky's with the Battle Bunnies. Just talked to him yesterday. Donated for us to get the Wheel of Prizes. I doubt Breaky will ever part with that Founders.
So there they all are.
Yeah, I've even actually offered Breaky because when there was a point when he admittedly wasn't going to have the time to play poker and all that, and I was trying to get Founders for other people, I'd offered him $300, I believe, at one point, $350 maybe, and he declined it. So they're hard to get, you guys. They're not. I know they don't seem like it when you're on the outside looking in and you're not a founder, but I just say to you this: go ask a couple founders if they're happy with having their Founders Pass. If you're trying to gauge the value, don't ask me. Don't look at the project. Just go ask the founders that have them. See what they think about them.
Hi, Aaron.
Hi, Disco.
All right, I finally got a break from work. So, what have we been talking about?
No.
We're about to leave and say goodnight.
No.
Go back to work. Just go back to work.
Yeah. It was a good AMA. I think we've covered most everything. Do you have any questions maybe that you wanted to throw out before we close it up, Disco?
I would, but I don't know. They've probably already been answered, so we're good.
Well, Disco, there's a video.
There is a video.
There's a video.
Let me go over my bullet list real quick while y'all talk amongst yourselves and say goodbye. I'm going to make sure we covered everything and highlight my bullet lists here real quick. Okay, we did the coloring contest. Oh, we are going to put out a poll for Richmond just so you guys will know who's going and who look for it. So that's going to be a channel in Discord you'll see soon. Or are you guys doing one, Krista, that we can just send them over there? Are you guys going to put one in the Battle Bunnies, or who's going to Richmond?
Oh yeah, because I got to make name tags, so.
Okay. We might just send people there then, because then otherwise we have to combine both lists and all the stuff like you did last year. I think, didn't we just send everybody to yours?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's where they'll be, you guys.
Yeah, we have all the information for it already posted up, IRL events, under our events category, so you can, the website's there, the hotel that most of us are staying at is there. Yeah. So I'll just put the post in there and everybody can, I'll have that ongoing list.
Awesome. Yeah, I've looked and I think we've covered everything that we've covered that I can see. Is there. So yeah, there will be some more information for Richmond coming out as we go through the bash, so keep an eye on that. As far as the spring bash, you guys were in our last month, and so just keep your eye out, like I said, on the last chance tournament wins that you get. I know it sucks sometimes getting 4th, 5th, and 6th, but if you can get on the last chance because you got a 4th, 5th, or 6th and win a couple hundred, it sure makes up for that 70 that you didn't win, right? So just keep an eye on those, claim those, and unless you got any more questions, I'm out of here, man. I gotta go get something to eat.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry too. It's about that time.
I know.
I have a quick question.
Yeah, what you got?
The Wheel of Prizes. That's done at the end of the bash, right? Like for summer
Correct,
bash.
yeah. Right, and the
Okay.
reason we don't have a graphic or anything yet is because it's not full, but I will give you a little information you might have missed and repeat for everybody. There are 80 total in the traits, which is like, almost 3 times as much as in the past. But the reason we did that is because I wanted to have everybody have a little chance of something. So rather than spread the poly, which we're going to shoot for 800 as a prize pool, rather than put that 800 all over the wheel and have random winners of 50, 25, and 10 like we've done, we're going to have 54 spots that say tournament seat. And so 54 people will get to play in a tournament from the wheel that will be for that money that normally is on the wheel. And then the other 26 prizes to make the 80 will be all the good prizes that we've discussed, like the rabbit hole coin, the TCG full deck, the hoodies, the t-shirts, the
Awesome.
delirium egg, the Valkyrie or dragon egg, all that fun stuff like that will be the real prizes. And then we'll play for a tournament for the money on the wheel. So
Cool. And if you have multiple wheel of prizes, you have multiple entries or just one entry per person?
every NFT is an entry.
Multiple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah. So it won't be the person's name on the wheel, so to speak. It'll be the NFT number on the wheel. And so all 80 will be on there, and all 80 will walk away with the prize. When we do our wheel like this, it's everybody wins something. And of course, like you guys know, which is why I wait to do this at the end, and which is why I wait to release the graphics for it, is because if we get blessed and poly pops after our mint's over and the coin value goes up, I don't just line my Richie Rich pockets. I put that money back into DPS. So then that's when our wheel will get bigger and the prizes will get bigger. And then I'll put the announcement out as we go for that reason. So I don't want to limit it to toilet lights and stuff right now if we can do better. You know what I mean?
Swimming in your pool of gold, Scrooge McDuck pool of gold?
Yeah, not yet. I'm going to get there one day, but man, I got to get to Vegas first and win me this 15,000. This is my plan, right? You want to hear it? I'm going to win the 15,000. Then I'm going to take 5,000 of it and put it back into DPS somehow so we can have fun with it. But I'm going to take 10,000 of it and buy into the World Series of Poker with that, since it's all free money. And then I'm going to go into the World Series of Poker next year and win millions. And then that's when we're going to market DPS to the masses.
I love it.
That's the plan.
That's a perfect
Simple.
plan.
Easy peasy, brother. 2 steps, 2 tournaments, and that's it.
That's it.
I love it. So that's what we're shooting for. And if Galaban wins the 15 grand, I can't tell you what he's going to do with it, but that's what I'm going to do with it. See, he got quiet there. That was me putting you on the spot, Galaban.
If you guys can hear me, my computer locked up.
Oh. Yeah. At what point? Did we lose all this?
No. It just now
Okay.
locked up. I think my computer just ran out of memory.
Your computer's saying let's close it out.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
That's
time to
exactly
shut
what my
it down.
computer's saying. I think I'm going to have to shut down my computer, guys. I'm going to end the broadcast
all right.
right now.
Okay, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for doing it. And on that note, you guys, we'll take that as a sign, and we'll just close this thing down. And like I said, we're always open for Q&A.
Yep.
So if you've got any questions, just ask them, and we'll get you answered and we'll get you sorted.